Hey guys, welcome back to the Shire. My name is Rebecca and I am a stay-at-home mom and an online reseller across 7 different platforms. If you are not new here, you will notice I am once again in a different room. Apparently I'm just going to give you guys a house tour at the end of all these videos, but I am still on the hunt for that room that does not have a bunch of background noise of my children. So, surprisingly today, this is actually my son's room, which is why there's a bright green wall. No, we did not choose this color. It was here when we moved in and we chose to not paint it for the time being. If you still happen to hear any noises in the background, do not be alarmed. My children are being cared for and looked after by their grandparents. So hopefully this is not crazy loud. That was the point of trying to choose this room, but we'll give it a go. Today's video is going to be a what sold video. We're going to go through what sold from March 16th to the end of March, which was March 31st of 2022. Now, although I said that I sell on 7 different platforms, I did not sell on 7 different platforms in these last 2 weeks. Right now it is April 4th, so we are a few days past the end of the month. I'm also going to give like a month wrap up for the entire month of March after I tell you my numbers for just the last 2 weeks. So let's take a look at the numbers. From March 16th to the 31st, that was a total of 16 days, and I sold 13 items, and 6 of those were from my death pile. I am at the moment keeping track of how many items are from my death pile just because I am doing a Death to the Death Pile series, which is also on my channel, so you can check that out if you're interested. eBay actually came in as my top platform for these 2 weeks. I only had 5 sales over there though, so still not very high, and that was 38% of my sales. Facebook Marketplace had 4 sales, that was 31%. Poshmark had 3 sales at 23%. Etsy had 1 sale, which is my newest platform, Etsy. I did have 1 sale over there, so that was 8%. And I had 0 sales on Mercari, Citizen, and Curtsy. This was a really rough 2 weeks, and you're going to see that a little bit when it was really a rough month in general, but those 2 weeks were pretty rough. We'll see that in a little while. My gross sales for that 2-week period was $311.90. My total fees was $78.88. That does not include my cost of goods. That's just like shipping fees, which I usually don't have because I typically don't do free shipping. And it's also like platform fees for when the item sells. My net profit before taxes was $193.84. So those numbers really aren't that great. I'm still happy with it just because I was pretty consistent in those 2 weeks. I had a little bit of a time period where I was slacking before that, and we all know that you can't just list something one day and then all your numbers are going to jump up the next day. You have to give it like usually a solid month from when you put in the work to when you start to see the results. So, you know, sometimes there isn't a whole lot you can do. I did just want to touch on this a bit because I think a lot of people had trouble during this time period. And there's the option of, you know, trying to make more sales. And I always want to point out that I'm in definitely a different life situation as far as reselling goes than a lot of other people. This essentially is like a fun thing for me to do and to earn some extra money for my family. We are not dependent on this money to live, to pay bills, or anything like that. So if I were, then I would definitely be implementing some things to up my sales. But given that I wasn't willing to just send out like really low offers just to make some sales and make some extra money. Those sales will come. And I just didn't think that I needed to change that much at this point. If I was going like months without a lot of sales or something like that, then that would be a little bit different. But I'm just not one of the people who, as soon as my sales start to drop, I'm sending out like 40% off offers or having a whole bunch of sales and all those things. And if you are, that's great. It's just not the way I run my business because I don't really need to. And I know that is a luxury and a privilege, but I think there's a lot of people also on my side or, you know, in the same boat as me as far as this is a fun side hobby to earn some extra money. So that's why I wanted to just kind of put that out there. Before we get into the individual items that sold, let's look at March as a whole. So March had a total of 31 days, and if you have seen my other What Sold videos, my goal is typically to sell one item per each day of the month by the end of the month. I do these What Solds every 2 weeks, so I would love to hit, if there's 15 days in the first 2 weeks, I'd love to hit 15 sales, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. This month didn't happen, so I was very, very close. 31 days, 30 items sold. I was one short of my goal. In the past 2 months, I also have exceeded my goal. So as far as looking at it as a whole year, I'm still in the positive. But, it's just kind of a fun thing to look at as a goal. I will also say that on that last day of the month, I did get an offer that I countered, and it was on Facebook, and she did not respond to my counter until the next day. So I did make that sale, but it was literally less than 24 hours too late. That's just the way it is sometimes. But hey, that counts towards my April sales, so that's fine with me. So out of those 30 items that sold throughout the month, 13 of them were from my death pile. And now we're going to talk about the percentages and how many items sold on each platform. It does not equal 100%. I will tell you that now. It equals 99% because I round the percentages. So I know it's not right. I'm sorry if it bothers you. But on Facebook, we had a total of 10 sales. That was my highest performing platform over the entire month. I know a lot of people have differing opinions on Facebook Marketplace. And these are items that were shipping items, not local pickups. So at least I think most of them, definitely most of them were. Maybe there was 1 or 2 local pickups, but I don't think there was this month. I did sell some things locally, but they weren't inventory items. They were just personal items, so I don't count them. But if you're not on Facebook Marketplace, if you don't offer shipping on your items, and I cross-list everything there, I would highly recommend it. It comes in my top 3 for sure, pretty much every month. So there's definitely money to be made over there. So I had 10 sales on Facebook Marketplace. That was 33% of my sales. On eBay, I had 9 sales. That was 30% of my sales. Poshmark came in third with 7 sales at 23%. Mercari, I've been having trouble on Mercari. I don't know what's going on over there. So if you have tips for upping my Mercari sales, I thought maybe it was because I didn't offer free shipping on items, but I took a poll on my Instagram. If you're not over on Instagram, or if you are on Instagram not following me, I'm at TheCozyShire over there. I took a poll to see if other people offer free shipping, and it seems like most people don't. So I don't think that's the issue. I don't know what's going on, but I only had 2 sales for the entire month on Mercari. That was 7% of my sales. Kidizen, I had 1 sale. That was 3%. Etsy, which I just started in March, I had 1 sale. That was 3%. And I had no sales on Curtsy. Curtsy and me are not getting along very well right now. I think I tend to not sell a lot of things that people on Curtsy are looking for, and it's definitely a smaller group of people over there since they're a newer platform and all. But I'll keep listing there for now. I've only been there a year. I think April makes a year, so we'll see. It took me quite a few months in the beginning to get everything cross-listed, so we'll revisit it maybe in another year and see if it's worth listing anymore. My gross sales for the entire month of March was $603.90. My total fees was $151.23. And my net profit before taxes was $396.37. So almost $400 in net profit. And it doesn't sound like a lot because that's less than $100 a week, but I'm a stay-at-home mom with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and it's not like I have a lot of time. So, I enjoy doing this. It's something I do for myself. And, we get a little bit extra money out of it. Let's hop into the items that sold for the last 2 weeks of March. My last What Sold video ended with a sale that was on March 11th. And we picked up March 16th. So there was a 5-day break before I made these first 2 sales on March 16th. I shifted the camera a little bit. That way I can put the pictures of the items over here so you can see what they are. But my first sale was on the 16th. and it was a Facebook Marketplace sale. I sold this Magic Merlin baby sleep suit in a size small, 3 to 6 months. I'm also looking at my computer over here so I can tell you all the numbers. This was something I picked up from a yard sale last summer, and I had originally listed it at $20. I basically had 40 cents as an average cost of goods into it. And it, unfortunately, I would have listed it higher than 20, but once I got it under the lights to take photographs, it had some staining like on the back. Once it gets to photographs, I don't treat the stains. I just mark them in the description. So I had a sale running on Facebook for the month of March, I think for like St. Patrick's Day. I think that was what the sale was. So I think it was like 17% off. And this sold full price for $16.60, which was that sale price. So my fees were $1.18. I made $15.02 on that baby sleep suit. It's kind of like a transition from a swaddle into like a sleep sack. If you're not familiar with what these things are, I've never actually used them on my kids, but I have thought about buying them for them. It supposedly is almost like a weighted blanket for a baby. So I think they are something that's desirable, and I would pick them up if you get them cheap enough. That item also only took 5 days to sell. My next sale was also on the 16th, and it was over on eBay. It was this Young and the Restless Collector's Plate 5, number 5 in the series, Crickett's Trials 1994 with a certificate of authenticity. I have zero cost of goods into this. It was something that was my grandparents, so yeah, it's all profit. It actually sold full price for $20, which is funny because I have a whole bunch of these plates and I'm just trying to get rid of them. So I've been marking them all down to $15 and like taking offers down to $10. And this one just hadn't gotten marked down yet. So luckily it sold for $20. So the total sold price was $29.25. And my net profit was $16.91. And that took 101 days to sell. All right, this is where I was talking about having that massive break where there were just no sales happening. I don't know if this was just me or a lot of other people. I know everyone was kind of struggling. I don't know if everyone was struggling to this extent, but I had those 2 sales on the 16th, and then I didn't make a single sale until the 23rd. Yikes. That was not good. That is not my goal. I want to make more sales than that for sure. But, you know, it happened. So on the 23rd of March, I sold over on eBay this Hannah Anderson bright yellow cap sleeve top tunic dress size 90. And I did not know if this was a tunic. I couldn't tell if it was a dress. I couldn't tell if it was a top. So per recommendation of one of my friends over on Instagram, I will put her handle on Instagram right here. She's Tiny Adventures, but she said just put it all in the title, so that's what I did, and she was right. This worked out to be a size 3T, since it was a size, it was size 90. Hannah Anderson sizing is like, is that European sizing basically, I think. So I had nothing into this. It was in a hand-me-down box. This was another item that until I got it up under the lights, it had quite a few stains. I didn't know it. So I marked it, I think I listed at $10. And someone offered me $8 on eBay. I said, sure. So they were $13.15 all in. And I made $7.56, and it sold in 1 day. I was very surprised. Hannah Anderson's definitely a good kids brand, but I don't know if it was just because of the really low price. Or if someone was just looking for this specific type of item, then I happen to have it. I just wanted to interject here and say that this item actually ended up getting returned, not due to condition, but just because it didn't fit. And I do have that anybody can return anything as long as they pay return shipping. So this item has gotten relisted and is back up for sale. My next sale was on the 24th, so it was just the following day. And I made a full price sale on eBay. I sold this Penn State PSU Nittany Lions logo Minky zip-up hooded jacket sweatshirt size 2T. This was another hand-me-down item that we just got in a box. We don't really do sports stuff, so I just decided to sell it. It was a nice little jacket. The brand was like Little Kings or something. Never heard of it. It wasn't like Penn State branded. It just had like someone must have embroidered the Penn State logo on it, the Nittany Lion. So it sold for full price for $20. So the buyer was all in at $25.15. I made $17.42, and that took 8 days to sell. I didn't have any sales on the 25th, so we're skipping to the 26th, and I had my first Etsy sale. So over on Etsy, I sold this vintage Maelstrom wool plaid multicolor hat in a size large. So I grabbed this from a Goodwill for like $1. It just looked cool. I thought it looked cool. I don't know. And yeah, it's like a baseball cap, but it was made of wool. Like when you look at the inside, definitely had a vintage tag on it. Couldn't find any comps. I started it high, I think at like $40, and eventually I cross-listed it over to Etsy for $25. And someone eventually bought it. So the buyer was all in at $28.19, and I made $19.39. That took 248 days to sell. So one of the issues with this hat was that it was a fitted hat, which I think is a harder sell. I mean, I did have like head circumference measurements in there, but I think something that's adjustable, whether it's a strap back or a snap back or whatever, I think that's more desirable. It's just easier for someone to know if it's going to fit. With Etsy being a new platform for me, I totally messed up the shipping on this, and I'm very glad it was a lightweight item and that I really didn't have to eat too much of the cost. So it was still under a pound. The hat itself was under 3 ounces. So it's just like the box and everything I put it in that weighed more. But I had messed up how my shipping was set up because I didn't really know how to do it. So I had it set up that the buyer was able to choose medium mail as a shipping option. So of course that's the cheapest. So they chose it to ship this thing for like $3 something. Obviously I can't send a hat medium mail. So I did have to eat the cost of shipping it as like an actual first class package, not a medium mail package. And like I said, luckily, since it was first class, it didn't cost me that much. I think the shipping was, let me look. It cost me $4.50. So Etsy is just a little bit funky with like their fees and stuff, or a little bit funky for me just to figure out. It's like 3 different fees, like fees for different things, but they were pretty cheap still. You do have to pay 20 cents to list an item, and then it's good for, I think it's 4 months. Don't quote me on that because I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's like 4 months. It's 20 cents, and that's what kept me from listing on Etsy for so long. But I'm glad I did, because who knows if this hat would have sold somewhere else. I mean, it didn't in, nearly 250 days. So this is why I cross-list. On the 27th, I had 2 sales. The first one was on Poshmark. It was this Under Armour Cold Gear compression mock neck long sleeve top shirt, whatever you want to call it. I had a lot of interest on this item, so I'm definitely happy it sold. It did sell for less. I think I had it listed at $20, and someone on Poshmark bought it for $16. I think that was a closet clear out maybe. I started, sending offers for $18 initially, and it's a cold gear item. Like, we're getting into spring, I won't want to hold on to it. So typically on my like colder weather pieces right now, if someone shows interest in them, I'll send them a lower offer just to try to move some of this like wintry clothing out. So that was $16. I made $11.80 because I had $1 into it, and took 37 days to sell. The other sale I made that day was also on Poshmark. I know this one was a closet clear out, and I think they both were. So this sale was a pair of Merrill Baby Girls Jungle Mock Burst 2 Junior Cactus. They were like these little like Mary Jane looking shoes. And they were in a size 4, so pretty small. It's like just starting to walk. They did have some like discoloration on the front, which, when little babies were like stubbing their toes, learning to walk, that tend to happen. But the bottoms were like super clean because probably the kid who wore them didn't walk. I bought these at a yard sale. I mean, most of the stuff's from yard sales, but I bought these at a yard sale for $2. And I remember buying these because that yard sale had a bunch of like higher end little girls shoes, and I wanted to buy them, but they just had them marked too high. And I think I kind of got in that set of like, well, I have to find something I can buy. So they had this other bin of shoes, and this was in it for $2. So they only sold for $12. I originally had them listed up at $20. I mean, that size is hard to sell, and I think the style is just like not that great. Then paired with a little bit of the discoloration, they were just not a good pickup on my part. But they sold for $12 on Closet Clear Out. I made $7.05, and those took 269 days to sell. I had one sale on the 28th. It was on Facebook Marketplace. I sold these new without tags men's Nike Vapor Keystone 2 low stealth baseball cleats in a size 12, black and white. This was another poor pickup on my part. Sports cleats and sports shoes can do well. I don't really know much about baseball. I bought these at a yard sale, and I think I bought them. Let me look at my purchase date, but I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I bought them in May of 2021. So it was still pretty close to the beginning of yard sale season, and I think I was just like overly excited about getting to a yard sale. I paid $8 for these, and like I probably wouldn't even pay $8 in a thrift store for them. The thing they had going for them is that they hadn't been used. They were completely clean. They even still had like the paper stuffed inside them. They didn't have the box or tags with them, so they were new without tags. But this is hard because baseball, I mean, unless I'm wrong, but as far as I know, baseball's a spring sport, and that's pretty much it. Like when you pick up soccer cleats, there's usually like fall soccer and spring soccer, sometimes summer kind of soccer. But yeah, baseball I think is pretty much spring. So they didn't sell when I picked them up. And I was like, I really hope they sell now because I don't want to hold them for a whole nother year till baseball season comes around again. And I had gotten some really low offers on these, like $15, and I just couldn't take quite that low. So I think these had originally been listed up at $35 when I very first listed them. And I think I had dropped the price a little bit as we went down to like maybe $28. Somewhere around there, but someone bought these on sale when I had my sale running, that is. So they paid $22.41, and I made $12.70, and those took 294 days to sell. I probably will not be picking these up in the future. I'm pretty sure I even like looked up the comps, and they weren't like fantastic, and I was still like, but they're in great condition. I can probably sell them. No. Trust the comps. Follow the comps. On the 29th, I had one sale over on eBay, and it was this pair of Merrell Moab 2 tactical waterproof boot, black zippers, Vibram sole, size 10. So these were in a recent haul of mine, and I picked them up at the thrift store for like $20, and that was like, ugh. I was scared to do that because I don't usually pay up for stuff. But comps looked pretty good. I think I said in that video that I was hoping to get around $75 for them. And lo and behold, I sold them for $70. So these sold on eBay. And I originally had them listed at $100. And this person ended up paying a total of $88.30. They were like 3 or 4 pounds to ship. I think it was a 4-pound rate because they were just under 3 pounds before putting them in a box. And I still made out making $43.52 on them, and they only took 15 days to sell. So the day that these sold, I actually was going back and forth with a person on eBay and a person on Poshmark at the same time. And the person on Poshmark, I think I had sent them an $80 offer. I think it was a Closet Clear Out day again. And I sent them an $80 offer, and they countered at like $50. And I think I countered back at like 75 or 80, something like that. And they came up to like 60. And I kind of did the calculations because at the same time I had this person over on eBay who said that, or who sent me an offer of, how'd that work, 60? Maybe they started at 60 and I went 80 and then they came up to 70, I think. But eBay fees are so much less than Poshmark fees. Like, I think it's like 7% difference. So I calculated that I was like, I can accept this, $70 offer on eBay and make this much. And if the person on Poshmark accepts my $80 offer, then I will make like $4 more, because that's just how massive of the fee difference there is. So I countered again on Poshmark at 80. I was like, if they accepted at 80, then I'll take their offer and decline the other one. But they declined it. So, yeah, sometimes you kind of have to play that game a little bit, but, it's a tricky game to play because someone could have canceled an offer at any point in there. On March 30th, we were almost at the end of the month. I had 4 sales this day, which I was very thankful for. Helped make up a little bit for that massive gap earlier in the month. But the first sale was over on Facebook Marketplace, and I sold this pair of Sperry men's navy white Bahama 2 Oxford shirt boat shoes in a size 11. As is the theme lately, it was not a great pickup on my part. I bought these at a yard sale thinking that Sperry was still like a pretty good brand, and I don't think it is. I've heard several people since I've bought those say that Sperry just doesn't do that well for them. And I'd agree. I don't know if just boat shoes really aren't that popular anymore or what the deal is, but I paid $6 for these, and I listed them at 40 originally, and then I had brought them down to 30, I think. Someone on Facebook offered me 20, and they'd been sitting for a while, so I decided to take the $20. I didn't think I was going to get much better offer at that. And I still made $12.42 over there on Facebook, and those took 274 days to sell. And I mean, something like that where like Sperry maybe is a decent brand, boat shoes are maybe a decent pickup, size was good. It's just not desirable right now. So those weren't a good pickup on my part. Even if they were less than $6, it was just the comps probably just weren't there. I don't even think I looked up comps on these. I think I just thought that they would be a good pickup. So, that happens sometimes. That's why I'm glad I don't typically spend a lot of money on items. The next sale that came in that day was also Facebook Marketplace, and it was another pair of shoes. I sold like 5 pairs of shoes within like 2 or 3 days. It was crazy. And this one was a pair of Nike Air Jordan baby shoes in a size 5C, black, gray, and pink. And I sold these for $15. So I originally listed these at $35, and these were free from a hand-me-down box. It's just not the style I would put my kid in. Just personal preference. And I mean, I think I had them listed at like 30 then or something like that. And I don't know, the comps still look like should have been up around there, but I just wasn't getting much action on them. So when someone offered me 15, I said, that's fine. I didn't pay anything for them. Let's get some more sales in before the end of this month. And I made $13.88 on them, and they took 130 days to sell. My next sale that day was over on eBay, and I sold this Old Navy turquoise, teal, blue, long sleeve knit sweater in a size medium. This was something that was just from my personal closet, and I just didn't wear it anymore. So I had it listed at $15. It was Old Navy. I really thought it would sit till next year because it's a sweater. Not a thick sweater, but still a sweater. Someone offered me $10 and I took that. I made $9.12 and it took 54 days to sell. So it was a fairly fast flip. And I think $10 probably was about right for an Old Navy sweater. So that was fine. I was happy to move another piece out of my inventory. My last sale of the month was on the 30th, so that means I made no sales the very last day of the month. It was a Poshmark sale. It was these airy flannel pajama pants, multicolor plaid, elastic waist, pockets in a size medium. And these had been listed at $12. Someone offered me $10 or maybe I sent the offer. I don't remember which way it was. But either way, they paid $10. I made $7.05. And those took 46 days to sell. It's another item. They were flannel. I assumed that they would sit until next year. But luckily they didn't. And it was a personal item. I wore them for like maybe a year, but just didn't like the fit. So I listed them. I know a lot of people don't list like lower brand stuff out of their closets. But I think it's worth it because, I mean, I made $7 or I could have just donated it or sold it at a yard sale for like $1. So I think $7 is better than those other options. That was everything that I sold in the last 2 weeks of March. Please let me know in the comments below how your March sales were. Were they rough too? Is your April going any better? My April is starting off okay. It's not amazing, but I think I have 3 or 4 sales in with the 4 days in. So far we're doing all right. I'm hoping to get some more relisting done. I think that'll help. And I know I don't have a lot of like spring and summer stuff listed right now, which obviously is what people are going to be looking for. So make sure you get that kind of stuff listed. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you liked it and that they should let other people know there's a cool video over here and you should go watch it. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when I post a new video. I typically post 2 videos a week, sometimes 3, but really strive for that 2. I'd love to know what kind of videos you'd like to see me make. I will definitely be going yard sailing here shortly. That should be starting this weekend, and I'm super excited about it. So if you like yard sale with me type videos, then you definitely want to make sure you're subscribed so you know when I post those videos coming out soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.